auditorium in Villefranche-sur-Mer. One of the reasons we are here is to celebrate the launch of a new book also. And the new book, well, what is the book about? The book is about France. So where do you launch that? We thought maybe do it in France. So that's also a good reason to be here. And as you know, James Bond filmed a lot of scenes in France. A lot of fun scenes here in France. Not only here in the Côte d'Azur, but also elsewhere.
And at the time, I had really only been writing online articles. And at the point of coming down to Villefranche, I thought that I would be doing pretty much exactly the same.
Et donc après avoir écrit toute une série d'articles, il pensait qu'il allait faire exactement la même chose, mais en libre.
But the reality is that the manifest beauty of the town, the Côte d'Azur in general, meant that I ended up in writing too many words for an online article.
Voilà, le nombre d'articles qu'il a écrits était bien trop gros pour tenter de rester des articles.
And so I decided to introduce myself to Martijn Mulder and ask him whether he could do anything with the words and edit me into shape. And then I was invited back to write another book, and that decided to make that Italy because of the proximity to when No Time to Die was about to be released.
So can you introduce the way you got into the movie business before you did those wonderful stunts? I mean, how your heart on the motorbike came to be in Never Say Never Again?
Yes, I've retired from racing motocross. I've been riding motocross since I was about 9 years old, and I became a professional when I was 13. And well, I rode a lot of different factory bikes, and I eventually won some races, and then end of 1976 I retired.
How did you work with Sean Connery? Did you train him to ride or to stand on the motorbike?
No, I had a long talk with him. He'd ridden motorcycles before. I had him ride it off and turn around and come back, and I knew he was good because he didn't have to do too much. I think the hardest thing was the flip up of the bike, and he was all for it. And he did really good. He's a gentleman, and he just wants to make a good product.
You've said that Erwin Kershner was your very favorite director. So I'd like to tell us why you found him such a great director for this James Bond movie.
His enthusiasm. He had this tremendous enthusiasm that for an actor is like an aphrodisiac. We use it, you know, when a person gets excited about something, excited about what you're doing, it makes you do better. And so, Kirsch, as we called him, he was very enthusiastic, and I just adored working with him. And also, he was, if you came up to him with an idea, he immediately accepted it and enhanced it. So most of my scenes were not really in the script. They were developed on the set. And it was all the help of Erwin Kershner, because every time a scene would happen, new things would happen in it, and he would just keep it going. In the last scene that you showed of Fatima's demise, both Sean and I were so into the scene, and it was supposed to cut, you know, when they throw the newspaper and that was supposed to be cut. But the scene was going, it's completely, the whole energy was so palpable that when that happened, Kershner forgot to say cut, so the scene just kept going on. And finally the scene was over, but still nobody said cut. So finally the first AD said, Kersh, And yeah, cut! It was all a beautiful memory for me, from the beginning to the ending, because it was a discovery. It was always a discovery. So each moment it was never anticipated. Each moment was new. It was, I don't know how to put it in words, but it was exciting. It was exciting because when an actor can get into the skin of the character that they're playing, that is the greatest thrill for the actor. And I was able to become, or that character became me, I became that character, and so we were one. And so everything that I did was actually what she would have done, because it was all very spontaneous.
Barbara, thank you. Stay with us. I'm going to call the president of the French fan club of James Bond. It's Luc Leclerc. And I'm going to talk to Michael. Please, Michael. And we have a special gift for you.
En français, oui, en français. Nous sommes en France. Merci à vous tous d'honorer la France. Thank you for all of you for the honor that you do for French people, for the French country, and thank you so much for you to being there. It's a real privilege.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barbara Carrera and Michael Runyard. Thank you so much for being here. Do I hear 220? We'll go up marginally. 220. I see a gentleman in their future. Do I hear 220? All right, going once, going twice. Sold to this gentleman right here. Oh, captured in the end. 250? Yeah. All right, this is all for renovation of this place, so every dollar counts. 250. Do I hear 260? 260? All right, 260 going once, 260 going twice. 270. Oh, we're going to be here all night, but that's great, because again, every dollar. 270. Do I hear 280? By the way, these are, let me explain what's happening in the room. We're the Titans. So these are two presidents of some of the top fan clubs warring. I don't even know if it's about the sunglasses anymore. I think just one of them wants to win. 280? $300. We have $300. Do I hear 320?
Dollars or euro?
Euro, excuse me. Americans, what are you going to do with them? 320? At 300 going once, 300 going twice. 320. Do I hear 340? 320 going once, twice. Sold. The President Tour. Very nice. By the way, lest you come running up here, you can collect these afterwards. And I'm hoping that somebody's keeping track of this, because wow. 750 euros. And by the way, that's not the concussion talking, he's perfectly safe. 750 euros. Do I hear 780 euros? We have a gentleman at 750, we're asking for 780. 780 euros? All right, we may have 750 as a stick. Anybody else out there? And again, Barbara will sign this right in front of them. All right, 750 going once, 750 going twice. Sold to Alan. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our auction. We want to thank you so much. We're going to have all of the winners, majestic.